Okay guys, I'm going to show you a little bit about how to make your stained glass art in Desmos. So the first thing you want to do is log in. You can see where it has my name in the upper right hand corner. After I make some changes, every so often I'm going to make sure that I save my changes because I don't want to lose my work. You'll have to come back and work on this maybe some more tomorrow. So go up to the wrench, and remember we're going to change our x-axis to -2/pi. And then we're going to change the max value to 2 pi. And we're going to change our step to pi/2. And I will go into more options and I will lock my viewport so that I can have a nice canvas for my artwork. And now I'm just going to add a few functions. So you're going to need 6 altogether. I am going to add 1 sine and 1 cosine graph to start. And if you look just above where I typed these and you go to the little gear, that is where I can change the colors. So I'm going to change this one to purple. And I'm going to change this one to orange. You also can change the dots to be, or the lines to be dotted or dashed if you like how that looks. And you can change the thickness of the lines as well. So that just made my dots a little thicker. Okay, I'm going to choose done. Now, the way to make the actual colors for the stained glass is you're going to take, instead of a regular equal sign, you're going to make this either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So less than or equal to will shade underneath, and then greater than or equal to will shade above. So you can kind of play around with that and you'll just see how they sort of layer as you add more graphs to your project. Now let's talk about transformations. So all the ways that you can transform these graphs. So the first one is amplitude. If I put a number in front, like this, that is going to change my amplitude. If I wanted to flip it over for some reason, I could put a negative sign in front and that would flip it over. If I want to move my graph up, let's say I want it to go up 4. I want it to be more like in the sky. I could do this. And then so those are all my vertical changes. And then I can also make changes around the X. So if I put a multiplier in front of the X, like this, that will make it have a shorter period. If I make this number small, like let's say 1/2, that will give it a longer period. So you can see how that changes the look of the graph. And then let's say I want to shift it left or right. Remember that those shifts should be in terms of pi. So I am going to shift mine to the left, pi/3. And I don't really like where that is. I'm going to go pi/6 or pi/5. That's fine. Okay, and then I will come to my cosine graph. And so I want to make some changes here as well. Just pay attention to, you don't have to have all the transformations on every single function, just like when we did the Mario project. Just make sure that you have what's in the requirements for the project. So let's say for this one, I do want to have more bumps. So I'm going to add something here like this. And I want to make this period bigger as well, or this amplitude. So I'm going to change that here. Now be careful, you are going to have to draw these. So, for example, if I do this, that might be a little tricky to draw. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to, play with it until I get it the way that I want. So I think I want mine like this. And then, you can also, If you're, as you start adding more, it can get a little bit confusing. You can turn them on and off like this. If I just want to work with this orange one for a minute, I can turn the purple one off. And also remember that, okay, so let's say I move this one down -2. When you get ready to draw them, you're gonna need those center points, mins and maximums. So sometimes it might be helpful, to do the center line so that now if I was, this is for tomorrow, but if I was working on drawing this one, now I can have a better idea of where all of my points are, because you're going to have to add those critical points to your graph and then draw it when you do this tomorrow. So you can play around with it, but if you spread them out more, that does make it a little bit easier to draw. But you can just add those as needed and then just take them away. So here's what I have so far. You can play with it. You can make it look like mountains or a sunset or the ocean or just a cool design. It's really up to you, but do make sure that you save every so often. So I will say trig artwork and save. So that should be enough to get you started. I'll try to pop in and check on you guys sometime today. I'll see you at the holiday hangout.